What's up, guys? It's Charles here with Rocket Punch Army, aka Chachi Power. I'm here braving the storm, Hurricane Irene, so I figured I would show you guys another old robot. I know there's a lot of reviews on new stuff like Transformers and whatever, but sometimes these old toys seem to get forgotten, or someone's never really gone around to make a review. Now, it's going to be a little hard to make a review on this guy because this guy does break just by looking at him. So it's more of just checking it out and see what's going on. So this is by Popy. This is the L-Gaim 1/100 scale. And as you can see, this is part of the high metal series. Right above it says Perfect Detailed S Heavy version. Now you might be familiar with newer high metal stuff like the Valkyries, the Macross Valkyries, which barely have any metal. This has a good amount of metal, and I'm going to show you guys something really cool about what I mean by it having metal, which is not your standard run-of-the-mill die-cast stuff. So the box has a nice, like, textured feel to it, almost like those old Takatoku, if you're familiar, the Orgus toys. It's very, very nice. This was obviously a very high-end toy at the time. Again, they're very proud of their illustrations. This is done by Yoshiyuki Takani, and it's a nice oil painting of L-Gaim. What's interesting to note is that it does say Bandai down here, but the top does say, where is it? Sorry, the tripod's broken, so it's a little bit wobbly. It does say product of Popy up here. So this might be during that whole transition phase of switching over to Bandai. And then we're going to go ahead, take a look at the side, which is pretty plain. A lot of Japanese writing that I can't read. A little bit of anime illustration here with this mechanical drawing, which is on the back, and it's superb, which I'm going to show you guys right now. So this illustration in the back is beautiful. Look at that. It's a mechanical, like a see-through illustration done by Koichi Miyajima. I don't know what media was used for this, if oil or airbrushing or a little bit of everything, but it's done rather nicely. And right here on the top right, it does show off the pistons, which I guess they were very proud of to include in this set. And another picture here of the back of L-Gaim. And this figure is proudly made in Japan. So what we're going to do now is get inside, see what's going on. Alright, here he is out of the box. It's a nice, big, tall piece of styrofoam, so the camera angle is a little weird. Right off the bat, you'll see he does have his little card here with little binder holes, so apparently this series came with cards that you can collect and put in a binder so you can look at their specs. And it looks like here it has the price, which was 4,800 yen. But I can't read that. It does have a price there, so I'm assuming the price is for this figure. And here's the front, which shows all the accessories. Now, this is what he's supposed to look like. Unfortunately, because this figure is fragile, I'm not going to say the whole figure is fragile, mainly just the brown plastic. And it's not so much of a problem for the joints, the actual thick parts of the brown, because he still has his thumbs. I would think those would fall apart. But he does have a set of hoses behind his legs, which do break. And if you know anything about this figure or have seen other versions of it, and as a matter of fact, I do have a modern representation. I'll show you that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is a Solo Chigoken spec L-Gaim. So this is what he's supposed to look like. He's supposed to be white, number one. He does have like these hoses that come out of his crotch here and connect to the side. And a lot of times when you pose this guy, he does look like he's playing an electric guitar, and I think that's the look they were trying to get, because these kind of look like guitar cables. And here he is out back. Now you'll notice the new version has these hoses back here, which is nice. It also has hinges. These parts open up to show the insides. Not supposed to snap off, but there you see the insides with the pistons and everything, and it's very nicely done. So this is a new figure, so obviously it's going to be much more detailed. The reason I wanted to show you that is because this figure also has hoses, but they are very delicate, and you notice he's a bit green. I don't know if he'll come out green on camera, but he is a bit on the green-yellow side. So here he is. It's a pretty tall figure. For you guys into the newer stuff, let me compare him to Hasbro Rodimus Prime. So they're pretty similar in height. Rodimus is a bit taller, but that gives you a sense of scale. So we're dealing with a pretty big robot here. And you'll see that he is a little bit yellow. The good news is, like I said, he still has these little brown pieces, still has his thumbs. I'm very happy for that. And we'll turn it around back here, and we'll take a look at the hoses that are broken. So unfortunately they're broken, and when I went to buy this, the gentleman was pulling it out of the box and a bunch of hose pieces came out, but that didn't deter me from buying it because it's still a nice piece. Okay, so we talked about in the beginning that there was going to be metal in this, because it's obviously in the high metal series. You see these pieces down here? That's metal. You got die cast on the arms. But I did mention that there's something cool about the fact that he has metal, and that's the fact that these are not die cast metal pieces. They are actually stamped steel, very similar to the old Popy Tetsujin. You'll notice these are spring loaded, probably a little seized, but you'll see that if I do play around with it, it does spring back. And you'll notice it still has the working pistons, which I'm so happy for. And these simply just snap back in. I know you guys will get a kick out of this. Because it's stamped steel, it's magnetic. So here's a magnet. Check that out, guys. This is freaking awesome. At the time that it was made, it was a very high quality toy, and it still is. I mean, it's not the toy's fault the plastic degraded over time. That's just stuff companies learn over the years on improving plastics, and it's sort of like the Popy blue plastic. Popy's known for their horrible blue plastic, which literally falls apart into shards, as I've unfortunately experienced in the past. But one good thing is that the brown plastic parts that have broken are very thin, like the hoses in the back, and very prone to a lot of stress. Here's the hoses back here. They are prone to a lot of stress, holding the figure, so you can expect those to break. The only part I've broken since I've owned it is these circular pieces here. You're supposed to snap the part on there, but just me holding it and touching it, it fell apart. I think I broke both sides. This was mostly complete when I got it, and now it's pretty much gone. And these holes here is where the cables would run out of, and it does come with the cables. I'm going to show you guys that. It's up here somewhere. Here's the cables, and here's part of a cable, and you'll notice it's no longer flexible. It doesn't flex at all, so it's now a bunch of pieces that just fall out. Unfortunately, you'll see a bunch of broken pieces, and I'll probably end up breaking it, putting it back in the styrofoam. But aside from that, it's a good figure. And then it does have these weapons here, which fortunately are sturdy. Move on to his backpack. He's got this backpack here, and I'll show you the backpack on the newer Solo Chogokin so you understand where that goes. It's this backpack. And then that weapon I just showed you is the one that goes on the arm there, like so. Then you also get this big shield, which is this puppy right here on the side. Just in case you're wondering, this right up here is really just nothing aside from a little cardboard piece that goes right in there. And there's also supposed to be another one here that says high metal. So, so just in case I have convinced you somehow to buy one of these, there's certain things you want to look out for. If you want a mint in box specimen, even if it's mint in box, you're going to find broken hoses and whatnot. But you know, if you want to make sure it's complete, there is more paperwork. I do have photographs of the complete box. If you want them, I'll send them to you, because they're not pictures I took, so can't put them up. But what else to look out for? Obviously yellowing. You might not want to get one that's yellow. So it's possible not to. You just have to, you know, look a lot and pay a little more. What else? Oh yeah, judging by the way this box is, it looks like it may have had a styrofoam, you know, cover on it. So aside from that, I really don't know what else to tell you guys. Just make sure paperwork's there. Yellowing, obviously, you know, if you care about the box condition, you want to look into that too. But overall, the figure itself, really nicely done. The white seems to be sturdy plastic. Even the brown, that's not thin, seems to be sturdy enough to keep the figure up. And there's a lot of stuff I would love to show you guys about the way these joints work here, but again, it's made out of brown plastic. Let's leave well enough alone. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick looky at this robot figure, and I'll be back soon with more. Just make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you later.